Da, da, we're live. Okay, that was a lot. Let me pop over to Instagram and get us live over there. I also don't like that I'm like not in the middle of this. It's bugging me. So let me get myself in the middle. Wait, this way is the middle. There we go. That like always drives me nuts when I'm not in the middle of the shot. I don't know why that bugs me so much, but it does. Okay. Today is very exciting. I say that literally every week, but that's okay. We are talking about DTF and answering all your questions about DTF and UV DTF. And we're going to do a little giveaway on the live today. So go ahead and make sure you share the live, like the live, all the things. That helps us a lot. It really just helps the algorithm like push our content out to the right people. So please, if you like our lives, if you like joining us, make sure you like it, make sure you comment and join the conversation, make sure you share it. All of those things. And hello, Casey Crafts. Hello, Lionel. I hope everyone's having a really good week. I hope everyone's staying safe from all these storms that have been rolling through. Casey, I think you've escaped the worst of it in East Tennessee, but you know, it's never fun, no matter what. Hi, Sandy. Hope everyone's having a good week. Let me know what you're crafting this week. Also, hi, Delvine. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Amelia. Sorry, I'm buttoning my jacket. It came unbuttoned and it's driving me nuts. So I have to get the button back on. So anyway, make sure you share the live, no matter what platform you're watching on, so that we can get it pushed out there because we are doing a fun giveaway today, which I'm really excited about. Hi, Carlos. Yeah, Casey, you guys did escape just by a little bit. Terry, Carol Ann, hi, everyone. Hi, everyone hopping on. It's a happy Friday. The sun is out. Finally, we're enjoying being here together. Carlos, I'm jealous that you're in Florida. I want to move to Florida so bad. I want, especially after this week. I was telling my husband this morning, I was like, I'm so sick of these tornadoes. I just want to move to Florida. So that's where my brain is at. But you know. Okay, let me get some DTF. I have some over here. I want to show it to you guys, but the whole point of this is very exciting. DTFprinter.com is live. It is new from Design Bundles. You can actually order your own custom DTF prints now and UV DTF, which is really, really, really exciting. So that just launched on Wednesday. So we really wanted to do this live today so you guys have a chance to ask all of your questions. We can go through the process of looking at the website together. We can look at some DTF and just so you guys can get a little more familiar with the product. Because I know for some of us, we maybe have never used DTF before or don't really know what it's for. So now is your chance. Ask all the questions. Hello, everyone who's hopping on. Becca, Cindy, Lydia. Hi, everybody. I hope everyone's having a good week who's just now hopping on. I'm going to scroll down because I keep missing comments, but Casey, I'm so glad you're excited to try it out. You definitely should. Maybe you'll win the giveaway today and you'll get a free gang sheet. So that's what we're doing, by the way, on the giveaway, on the live today is later on the live. We're going to be doing a little giveaway to someone for a gang sheet. So what a gang sheet is, if you're totally unfamiliar with DTF, it's kind of a weird term. And you might be like, do I want that? You do. A gang sheet is just a really long sheet of DTF prints or UV DTF. So you can choose between DTF or UV DTF if you win the giveaway. Yay, Carol Ann, thank you. I'm glad. We really just wanted to answer all the questions. I know there are going to be questions, so throw them in the comments. I know I'm going to say this a million times on this live, but please share the live, get it out there to more people so we can have all the crafty people join us who may want to know more about DTF. Okay, see, that's hilarious. You were already there. You were just browsing and then it was like, we're live. Oh, yay, AB. We love a dollar deal snag. Did you find anything at the dollar deal that you're like particularly excited about? Rebecca, thank you. First DTF question. I'm going to show your question up here. If I'm answering your question, I'll put it up on the screen so that you can see it because otherwise we could get really lost in the sauce. But so DTF, actually, let me grab some to physically show you. I have some right off camera. Hold on. Okay. I have two. This is a gang sheet, by the way. So this is a UV DTF gang sheet. So you can see it's just like a big roll. And if I unroll it, let me get our rubber band off of it. Oh, the bows, AB. Yes. I loved those too. I'm a sucker for a bow design, like no matter what. Love it. Okay, this is UV DTF that I'm showing you, but we're really just looking at the gang sheet right now. So you can see, whoop, whoop, I'm about to drop it. You can see we've got like a ton of different designs. These are mostly tumbler wraps, but you've got a ton of different designs like all on one sheet, and then you can just cut them out and apply them. So, hey, Ashley. Okay, so UV DTF is basically, I like to call it a fancy sticker. That's pretty much what it is. UV DTF is a very fancy sticker that you can put on hard surfaces. So that would be like if you're wanting to make tumbler wraps, if you're wanting to put stuff on mugs, coasters, any hard surface is going to be a UV DTF product. And these are super durable, full color transfers that you can put right on your hard surfaces. And they are dishwasher safe, very durable, and the colors turn out so vibrant. That's one thing that you're going to know across the board. The biggest, I think, benefit of DTF is you get like a full color print in one layer, but it's also really durable. So like if you're sublimating, you can do full color, but you have limitations, right? You have to do it on polyester. You have to do it on light or white colored blanks. And so it can be a little bit limiting, and it also can fade over time. Whereas with DTF, you can put it on anything. It's still a full color transfer. It's still one layer, so you don't get the thickness of like piled up HTV. And it's just as durable. It lasts, if not longer. So little piece of my planner, that's what we're talking about right now is UV DTF is hard surfaces. It's like a sticker. But regular old DTF, which we also offer now, is like a heat transfer vinyl alternative. So this is going to be for your fabrics. This is going to be for anything that you would heat press on. So like you can use regular DTF on wood. You can use it on shirts, sweatshirts, tote bags. What am I missing? Someone help me out in the comments. My brain is like not functioning today, but regular DTF is your heat transfer vinyl alternative. It's anything you would heat press. And then UV DTF is your hard surfaces product. So that one, yes. But let me know if that makes sense. I can clear that up. But yeah, there's two different products here that we're talking about kind of at the same time. So I'll try not to make that too confusing. But here's what a DTF gang sheet looks like. So you can see we've got like a lot of different sizes, a lot of different designs. I already used one. You can see where I cut it out down there. So then you would just cut it out as you're ready to use it. And then you just press it right on your product. So if you're a small business owner, if you're a crafty business owner, or even if you just are looking to save time and money on your designs, DTF is awesome because you can make your design, upload it to dtfprinter.com. The gang sheet is sent to you just like this. And then you literally just cut it out and heat press it if it's DTF, or you cut it out and stick it on like a sticker if it's UV DTF. Awesome. So keep asking questions. Once again, share the live if you're on here because we are doing a giveaway later. Someone's going to get a gang sheet for free. UV DTF or regular DTF, your choice. And we'll get to that a little bit later in the live. We're going to have you guys comment, and then we're going to pick a winner. So at random, of course. So Yoshi, leather patches, would you use UV? Honestly, I think you could probably do either on a leather patch, which is kind of cool. There are some materials that fall in that in-between category where you could do UV or you could do regular. But if you can heat press on it, you can use DTF on it. And if you cannot heat press on it, you want to use UV DTF. So honestly, for leather patches, I would probably try heat pressing first. I would try using regular DTF because it's like a little bit thinner. The UV DTF, I'm going to get something. Hold on. I'm going to grab something that I've actually put UV DTF on so you guys can kind of see like how thick it is. It's not super thick, but it does have a little bit of a texture to it, whereas regular DTF is very thin. And when you heat press it on, it doesn't have that like textured look or feel. So I feel like if you can heat press it, I would use regular DTF on something like a leather patch because it just is a little more flat, I guess is the right word. Let me grab a cup though. Keep the questions rolling. Well, yeah. Casey, yeah, porous surfaces do better with DTF. I totally agree. Okay, so this was UV DTF. So I don't know if you can tell. It still is very flat. And this has gone through the dishwasher several times, but it's still very flat. But if I am touching it, I can like feel the raised, like you can hear it probably. I don't know if you can hear it. It's kind of raised up. And you do have like a little bit of a texture there because that UV DTF has the coating on it to keep it safe in the dishwasher and to make it last a really long time. And so as a result, it has a little bit of a raised surface. So if you can use DTF on that porous surface, I would use regular DTF. And then I would stick to using UV DTF for hard surfaces like glass, ceramic. My brain cannot think of a single other hard surface, but there are plenty that you can use that on. But yeah, technically you could use either on something like that. It's kind of an in-between sort of thing. Wood is the same way. Like you can actually heat press on wood, fun fact. So you could use regular DTF on wood, but depending on what you're using it for, you may choose to use UV DTF for that little bit of a difference there. Brian, the website is dtfprinter.com. Let me drop it in the comments for you so you have a link if you want to go ahead and go check it out on your own. In just a minute here, I'm going to screen share and we're going to go through the website together. But I'm dropping the link in the chat. So if you want to go ahead and head on over there, you can go check it out. Kelly, great question. So Kelly asked, can we create our own designs and upload them? Yes, you can. And that's what we're going to do today also on this live is if you are a Plus member and you have access to Craft Designer, that's a really cool place to go in and make your own SVGs or PNGs that you then upload to DTF. So you can make all your own custom stuff. Family vacation shirts just got so much more fun because now you don't have to do them all in heat transfer vinyl. You can do them in DTF. So let me show you how to do that. We'll actually do that right now. And if you're not a Plus member, now is a great time to be a Plus member because the benefits were already so great. We always talk about that on Dollar Deal Day. But now they just got even greater. So definitely check out Plus membership if you haven't already, because the things I'm about to show you are reserved for Plus members. They are such valuable tools. I use them all the time. And if you want to make your own designs and make your own DTF transfers, this is such an easy place to start. And I will give just a little not caveat, but a little side note to this. If you have toyed with the idea of making your own SVGs or making your own transfers or making your own files, and it feels out of reach for you, or it feels like it's too hard, learning the software is difficult, truly, truly, and I'm not just saying this because I work for Design Bundles, I thought this beforehand too, this is such a good, being a Plus member and getting access to Illustrate AI, to Craft Designer, and now to DTF. Well, you already have access to DTF, whether you're Plus or not, but having access to those two softwares in conjunction with DTF is such an easy place to start to learn how to make your own files. So truly, truly check it out. And I'm going to show it to you on the, in a second. We're going to screen share and I'll show you how it all works. Yay, Kelly. So I don't know why I just sang that. I don't know. That was weird. So sorry. I'm sorry, but we do appreciate you, Kelly. Once again, I'm going to say it one more time before we start screen sharing. Share the live. Share our live, please, so more people can see it, especially because we're doing that giveaway in just a little bit. Delvine said, great idea, Cindy. And now I'm distracted. I have to scroll up and see what Cindy's idea was because, oh, thank you. You were on it. Someone put it on the screen for me so I could see it. A gang sheet of custom quilt labels. I love that idea. I was talking with someone else who works in marketing with me here at Design Bundles, Mackenzie, and her idea was about like, if you're a parent of a kid, like in softball or baseball, and you know, you have to iron on like their name on everything, you have to put their name on everything, making a little DTF gang sheet of your child's name just over and over again is such a good idea. Because as you need to put their name on stuff for daycare or preschool or whatever it is, you can just cut it out and press it on. Game changer. Yes, Justy said, share please. If you refer a friend and they win, maybe they'll split it with you. Very true. So share the live. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen in the spirit of sharing. And I'll show you how this kind of goes with your question earlier. I cannot remember who asked it. I'm so sorry. Kelly. This goes with your question earlier, Kelly, about making your own designs. Let's walk through what that would look like if you wanted to make your own design using Craft Designer and then make a DTF sheet out of it. Martha, yes, I'm going to put your comment on the screen because amen to that. Like, I always overcomplicate things. It's like my spiritual gift. And I always want these designs that are like full color and have so much detail. And doing it in vinyl is so complicated. Hold on. Sorry. I have to I'm messaging my husband to let our dog out because she's barking in the background. I'm so sorry. Also, you get to hear my keyboard clack for a second. Okay. He's going to come let her out. Sorry about that, everybody. But yeah, layering vinyl up gets so frustrating. It's so time consuming. It's honestly very expensive too, because you end up having to buy so many colors of vinyl and heat transfer vinyl. And then you end up with a design that's like thick because you've layered it up so much. So DTF is such a good solution for that. Justy said, I will never be layering again, ever. Yeah, true. Also, Casey, I love that you like the sound of my keyboard. I too love it. My sister, every time she comes over, she's like, that keyboard is so annoying. And I'm like, no, it's awesome. I love it. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see what we're doing here. Sorry, I promise my dog will stop barking in just a moment. Okay, so let's go over to, we're in Illustrate AI. You can see I was working on a different project. I was actually practicing doing this very process to see like how easy it was. And I did this design in Illustrate AI that turned out really cool. Also, I'm going to turn my computer on Do Not Disturb so we don't have a bunch of stuff coming in. Okay, so what do we want to make? Alice, yes. My dog loves to photobomb. She's a dog. She kind of looks like a cat, but yes, she is a Bernedoodle, a mini Bernedoodle, and she does love to photobomb everything. She's always like, you can pretty much guarantee if I'm filming and you see a reel and I'm in this room, or you see a picture that I take and it's in this room, she's like right below me at any given time. She is always right next to me. AB, yes, dogs and children. It's like they'll be quiet and they'll be doing what they're supposed to do. And then as soon as you're in a meeting or whatever, they're going nuts. That's Dolly. That's my dog. She was literally laying here just resting this whole time we've been live. And then all of a sudden she's like crazy. Okay, so what should we make? What kind of transfer do we want to make today? I was kind of in the Easterish mood, which is why I was doing this Easter bunny. But I'm really open and my brain is kind of empty. So please share what kind of design we should create. I'm just going to look at like basically the first one that comes in. Mother's Day. Great. Love it. Thanks, Casey. Okay, so we're going to do Mother's Day design. Actually, I'm going to leave out that it's going to be Mother's Day because we're going to add text in Craft Designer to make it a little easier. So this will make sense in a second. Also, Kimmy, I see your comment. I'm going to pause what I'm doing to answer that. Pricing is going to be dependent on how big of a gang sheet you create. So if you want to see how much your specific gang sheet costs, you need to put together what you want to put on it, and then it'll show you how much it costs based off that. The pricing is entirely variable depending on how big of a gang sheet you're trying to make. So that's why you don't see that. Okay, back to Illustrate AI. We're going to do a Mother's Day design. So we're going to do like a floral, let's do like a wildflower bouquet with little hearts all around it. That feels like it's going to look dumb. We're going to try it. And I love changing the art style. That's like my favorite way to add a lot of variety to what we get out of Illustrate AI. So we're going to start by doing it in default, make adjustments, and then we're going to look at it in a few different art styles because it does make a big difference. Also, this is where the size, if you're thinking about making this on a transfer, really think about what size you want this to be, because we're going to maybe think about this for like a shirt. I'm actually going to do it in portrait and get a little more length out of it. Yeah, flowers. I'm with you, Terry. It's like, wait, no, it needs to be floral. Okay, Justy, you're saying do one at a time. No problem. I will do that in just a second. Justy is our queen of AI, so she knows. Okay, so you said do one at a time, and then I need to change the sampler to, wait, do I change the sampler? Change your engine. Oh, it's right here. Sorry. Okay, so actually, since you're hopping in the comments, Justy, will you give us a brief rundown on what each engine is best for? And I'll pop it up on the screen so everyone kind of knows. We're going to use Dolly. We're going to do Vivid, Wildflower Bouquet with little hearts all around it. And we'll just see what we get. And we'll make adjustments, obviously. Dun, dun, dun. This is about to be a game changer for me because I never change the engine when I'm making it. Nadine, yes, I totally get that. So Nadine says, can you give some pricing parameters? She kind of wants to know what we're looking at on price-wise before she goes through the whole process of making her gang sheet. So Justy, would you mind kind of putting that in a comment, and I'll put it up on the screen to answer Nadine's question while we're designing over here. And I'm also going to put this one up. So Justy was just letting us know also which engine is best for different kinds of images that you may want to create. And so I just popped those up on the screen so that everyone can see that. And yeah, wow, that made a beautiful image. I also like that the hearts are kind of like interspersed. I love this one. I think that actually may end up being what we go with. But I am just going to change this to Mother's Day bouquet and see what it comes up with. Mother's Day bouquet with little hearts all around it. We'll leave it at that. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to put Justy's comment up on the screen. It answers your question, Nadine. So she said it's about $1.90-ish per linear inch. So that way you can kind of think about how many inches of design you're trying to create and multiply it out based off that. That's not a perfect math, but it at least gives you a general idea of how much you're going to be spending. But she's right. If you click review order, you're going to see the exact price of whatever it is you're trying to create. She did give a follow-up on here. I'm not going to put it on the screen because I don't want to take away the other comment just yet. Okay, this one's really cute. We're going to use this one. But anyways, she gave a follow-up in the comments there, just basically saying, remember that one great thing about DTFprinter.com is it's going to automatically kind of snug in your designs as close as it can and in a puzzle to maximize space. So like you might want to try adding in like maybe a little small design. And if it can snuggle it in there without having to add extra inches, that's a great way to get more value for your gang sheet. Rebecca, right now I'm using Illustrate AI, which is included with a Plus membership. We're doing this so that we can create a design that we want to make a DTF print out of. So we're kind of doing all the pre-work right now, but we've had a lot of questions about, oh, hold on, putting this on the screen. We've had a lot of questions about how to create your own designs for DTF printing. So that's what we're doing right now. And then we'll get to DTF printer here in just a minute. But just an FYI, Justy did correct this from earlier. It's not $1.90 per inch. It's 90 cents per inch. So big difference. Sorry about that. But Nadine, that should answer your question. Let us know if you have any more though. Okay, we could keep going forever and ever, but I really like this. So we're going to use this. So this is where Plus membership, in my opinion, really shines. Obviously, getting access to all the files is amazing on its own, in its own right. But using this software is a game changer for crafting, and it is the #1 reason I recommend Plus to people on a daily basis. So we just made our design in Illustrate AI, which you get access to with Plus. And now if we click edit, it's going to open it in Craft Designer, which you also get access to via Plus. So it has published, and now it's going to, my internet's going kind of slow. Sorry about that. But now it's going to open it in Craft Designer. We're going to do pixel mode because we're making a DTF transfer, which is a flat rasterized image. So we want to use pixel mode for that. But just as a side note, you can create full-blown multi-layered SVGs right inside Craft Designer if you want to. So we just don't need to today. Justy's answering some of your questions in the comments. So I'm going to try to pop those up on the screen as I see them. But if you miss her answer, please just comment again and we'll catch it. So Bead and Tiger asked, how long does it take to make and ship? I'm putting that answer up on the screen for you right now. It depends on where you're at. 2 days from when she made a purchase, she got hers in Southern Indiana. I do know all of your orders should ship within 24 to 48 hours after completing the order. So that should give you a good idea too of how much time it takes. Sorry, like I said, my internet for some reason is just crawling today. So it's taking a minute to get us into Craft Designer. I may have to back out and refresh here in a second, but yeah, Rebecca's asking about or talking about membership. Definitely check out membership. The software inclusions you get with your membership, they really, really shine, especially if you want to make your own customized designs. And we've got some more things coming that we will talk about very soon, but not today, that make Plus membership that much more exciting. Even more stuff that you're going to be able to do to customize your SVGs, make SVGs from scratch. Super fun stuff coming down the pipe. Okay, I'm about to back out of this and redo. See, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, y'all. I really don't know what's going on with my internet here today. I think I maybe clicked it too many times. We're going to try again. Oh, Shelly asked how much is Plus membership? Oh, now it pops up right away. Will somebody drop in the link to the different pricing tiers so that we can put that in the chat for Shelly there? Okay, here we are in Craft Designer. So there's tons you can do in Craft Designer. I could honestly do like an entire video just on the different things you can do in Craft Designer. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. Cynthia is also asking about membership tiers. So if we could drop that in the chat, that'd be great. Thank you. There it is. I'll put it up on the screen. Thank you, Justy, for doing that. Or Mackenzie. I can't tell which one of you did it, but thank you for doing it. All right. So here we are in Craft Designer. Seriously, you could do so much with this. But the first thing we're going to do is remove the background because we really don't need this like pink background situation for a shirt. So I'm going to do that. We're going to see how well it does here on that. Kelly, thank you for saying that. We appreciate you so much. Plus membership really is amazing. So we've removed the background with just one click there. And now we're going to add some text to this. So I'm going to make it, what do I want to do? Do I want to come in and erase some? I'm kind of considering that because there's like some shadow that got left behind just because of the way the image was created. It's really not bad, but I'm going to come in and just like erase some of this right here. Just so we get like a little bit of a cleaner look right there. So I'm just going to get this shadowing gone. Whoop, whoop. Okay, that was a little rough. I'm going to undo that. My bad. Let's try that again. I'm going to come in and get that little spot right there if I can. Yep. And then I think I'll, what do I want to do here? I may just get rid of this whole situation over here. That background was just like kind of hard to see. So it's a little bit shaded. So it was hard for it to find it, to get rid of it. Yes, Terry. So we can add Happy Mother's Day. That's what we're going to do here in just a second after I get done obsessing over this little erasing that I'm doing. Okay, that's enough. I've got to stop. All right, so I could make that a lot cleaner if I wanted to, but I don't. I don't want to. So yeah. Oh, Casey, that's awesome. Let us know what you think. You know, we really would love to hear from you guys what your experience with Plus is as well after you've been with it. We get lots of raving reviews and we love that, but we also would love just like your general feedback. So let us know what you think once you become Plus, because we really take those things into account as we like put out new stuff. And also, Carol, I see Justy replied to your comment. I'm going to put it on the screen. You can 100% put it in the dryer and the dishwasher. So that's another thing that's great about DTF and UV DTF. Super, super durable and much better for like general wear. I love using DTF for my kids' shirts because, as we all know, they are rough on their clothes and it really holds up. So, okay, let's add some text to this because someone was just asking about it. Terry was asking about it. So this is another reason, like this alone, because I'm a font girly. I love a good font. But your Plus fonts are included, like they're embedded within Craft Designer. So if I click text, these are all these fonts that you find in Plus, and they're just here for us to use, which is like amazing. So we're going to use this Richie one because I just saw it and I really like it. And also, we don't have to worry about how thin it is because we don't have to weed anything since we're doing this as a DTF transfer. So I can use as thin of a font as I want. So we're going to use Richie. I'm going to click Add Text. And then I'm going to get rid of that because we're all kind of crunched up here. And I'm going to make it say Happy Mother's Day. Whoops, if I could spell. And I am going to make this text. What color do I want? I kind of want it to be pink, but not that pink. So I'm going to go to fill and I'm going to kind of adjust. I keep getting this little pop-up because I'm editing text. So I may just have to deal with it, but I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to make it more this pink. And we're going to make it just a smidgy bigger. And we also are going to bend it. Oh my goodness. Go away, font thing. Sorry, we're going to have to deal with that for a second. I'm going to bend it. The fear of small, thin font to weed is real. Yeah, it is, truly. And that's good. So I like that. I like how, oh, sorry guys, I'm going to lose it. Having to deal with that. Okay. I want it to be a little to the side though, because I kind of want to nestle it in right in this little spot right here. If I zoom out, this will solve this problem. There we go. Thank you, Justy. Justy's like, let me get that fixed. You know, it's never bothered me before. The reason why it's bothering me right now is because I'm only using half of my screen since I'm looking at my streaming over here on the other side. So it's just taking up more space on the screen. But yeah, I mean, I think it would be good to like consider getting rid of it. So I'm going to nestle this right here in this open spot because I think that's so cute. And then we could also add like additional text that has maybe the year or anything we want. So I'm going to come down here and grab a new text. We're going to use this one. And I'm going to make it say 2025. And we're going to put it like right over here. And white maybe. No. I'm going to use that same pink I used before. So I'm going to copy that little hex code so I can get it exact here. Perfect. Okay, so now I do want to, thank you. I'm glad you guys are liking the design. I mean, AI did most of it. So now I'm going to, let's see. I know. Okay, so I am going to put your comment on the screen, Justy, because that is one thing that is awesome is you can't really like use white if you're doing sublimation because you can't like print it, but you can with DTF, which is really exciting and does make a huge difference. So actually we will use some white just so we can. We're going to give this little guy a background just to make it stick out a little more. So I'm going to give it, I'm going to use Sticker Maker, which is basically, what's the equivalent in Cricut? What's it called? I only use Craft Designer now, so I can't remember what things are called in Cricut. Oh my gosh, offset. Thank you. It's like offset. So we're gonna make a little offset for this. I'm gonna make it about that thick. Yes, I know that this is gonna rasterize it. I'm okay with that. No. So Alice, this is not like, that was a little thick. I'm going to undo that. This is not like sublimation or anything where it's like right on it. It does sit on top of the shirt. So no, you do not need to put anything under it. You don't need to do a backing layer or anything like that. You can literally just press it right onto a dark shirt and it'll show up exactly as you see it here. So because it does sit on top of the shirt. So you don't have to worry about that, which is another like great benefit. I'm making this smaller because I don't like it. I didn't like how thick it was. Oh, okay. I see your question, Susan. Give me just a second and I will answer it. I'm going to do a little white background on both of these really quick. This is not a necessary step. I'm just doing it because I want to, and I want it to kind of like pop off a little bit. And I'm actually thinking about doing it. I wonder what it would look like if I made this whole thing a sticker. I'm just going to try and see what it would look like because I don't know. Shirley, yay. I'm so glad you're loving this. Okay, Susan said the difference between DTF and sublimation on shirts other than poly versus cotton. I finally bought a sublimation printer, but can't find any shirts I like. Yeah, so DTF is, okay, I love it with the outline, so we're going to keep that. I am going to move it to the back though. So Susan, the difference is that sublimation like actually infuses in the fibers of whatever you're pressing onto. So it's truly like a print that's embedded in the shirt. And because that ink is in the fibers of the shirt, it can fade a little bit over time if you don't like take care of it properly. And also it makes you more limited on what kind of products you can use sublimation with. So sublimation is truly reserved for white or light colored fabrics and polyester blends only, ideally all polyester. But DTF is a transfer. So instead of embedding in the fibers with ink, it is a full color print that sits on top of whatever you're pressing it on. So as a result, you still get that full color look, but since it's sitting on top of your fabric, you can use it on anything you can heat press on. So it's just a little bit more versatile. I do sublimation as well. I prefer DTF. I like to use DTF because it's way more versatile. You still get that vibrant print and it lasts longer. So let me know if that answers your question. I'm gonna move this layer. I just duplicated it. Why did I do that? I'm gonna move this layer to the back because when I made this sticker, it pushed it to the front. Where is my, why am I not seeing this? Where's my little, Justy, help. I need to move this to the back. Where's my layers? Oh, it's down here. It's covered up. That's why. There are my layers. So I'm going to just drag this to the bottom. And I'm also going to move our little Happy Mother's Day because now we have all these little offsets that are kind of affecting it. Okay. I think that's pretty good. I don't want to spend all of our time on this part. I want to get to DTF. So, of course. Okay, so here's our design. Yay. And now it's as easy as just clicking save and download. Sorry, I was like, where's the button? It's down here, save and download. So we're going to download this. I'm going to title it Mother's Day. We can download it as a PNG. If you're thinking about putting this on a shirt, do think about your size. This is more for web. We probably want this to be a little bit bigger. I'm actually going to make it a lot bigger so that we could put this on like anything we wanted to. And I'm going to hit download. It's going to download straight to my computer. And now I can pop over to DTF printer and create my transfer. This is where you can decide whether you want it to be UV DTF, which remember is like a fancy sticker, or regular DTF, which is for pressing onto things that you would heat press. So we want to make this into a shirt. So we're going to do regular DTF. You can upload your image. I'm going to grab it. Dun, dun, dun. Hopefully I made it big enough. And there it is. So it is huge. So it's 9.5 by 16.6 inches just on its own. But then one thing I love about dtfprinter.com is if I click change the size, I can very quickly choose between lots of popular products to press on, and it'll automatically resize it to that standardized size, which is really nice if maybe you don't have your product in hand yet, or you don't know exactly how big you want it, but you have a general idea. So let's say I decided, oh, I do want this on a shirt, but I only want it on the pocket, so I can change it. And maybe I want 2 of those. But I really want this to be a theme. So I'm going to upload it again. And this, I also want to get it printed on an apron for mom. So I might change the size and do an apron as well. Maybe I want to do something else because I just love this design so much. Oh, thanks, Justy. Justy says I can just push duplicate. I'll do that next time. And I also want to put it on a makeup bag. So I can do that. Then I could click duplicate, and that is way easier. And I could also get it printed on a oversized shirt for her. Bye, Kimmy. So now I've got this same design, but in lots of different sizes for lots of different things. And you don't have to just do the same design. Like I could upload a different image. Like I made one yesterday. Where is it? Like maybe I also want to do my little Happy Easter design that I made. And I want to do that on like a youth shirt. And I want 2 of this. Actually, let's just do 1 of everything. Okay. So I've got a shirt pocket. I've got an apron. I've got a makeup bag, I think, and an oversized shirt, and then also a youth shirt. So I'm making a lot of stuff. I'm ready to craft this weekend, clearly. And now I can just go to review order, and it's going to automatically size it so that it like nests everything in and maximizes space as much as it can. And for all that stuff, it's literally $12.60. And it'd be a 14 by 21 inch gang sheet. So that kind of gives you an idea on cost. So to make all of that stuff, that DTF sheet is only $12.60. And then if I clicked on checkout, it would take me through the process of applying shipping and all that kind of stuff. But that is literally how it works. And again, just to go back through that with you, that price was for a pocket tee, a apron, I don't remember what I did here. A makeup bag, an oversized adult shirt, and a youth shirt. So for all that, $12.60. And that, so you might've been wondering, when are we going to get to DTFprinter.com? We've been spending so much time making our design. That's because it's that easy. Like it is that easy to use this website to do what you're going to do. And then I would literally just check out and it ships in 24 to 48 hours. And there you go. Also, thank you for that question, Barbara. Justy responded to it, but I will as well. It automatically does it. It automatically does what it needs to do for pressing. You don't need to mirror. You don't need to do anything. All that is just embedded in the process. So that's it, friends. And that's why we love Plus, because it was so easy to make our own design using Craft Designer and Illustrator AI. And now I could get this printed as like a full color transfer and put it on whatever I want. It's like, I don't use this term often, but this really is like a game changer. It makes things so easy. I'm just going to take a quick little spin around the homepage while you guys keep asking your questions. And then we're going to do our giveaway in like 2 minutes. So if you haven't shared the live yet, share it now, because we're about to do our giveaway after we talk about this little homepage here. But if you have any general questions about DTF, or you have a crafty friend who maybe doesn't know anything about DTF, definitely send them this homepage, because it has a lot of really good just general info on it about like why you might choose DTF, how does DTF work, why DTFprinter.com is like superior to other sites perhaps, the difference between UV and regular DTF. It goes through several FAQs. And then you can also see some examples of like what you might create with it. So if you have someone or you know someone who may be interested but just doesn't know a lot, definitely send them here. There's tons of good info on the site aside from like doing your creating. Carol Ann, yes. So DTFprinter.com is not for Plus members alone. It is for everybody. Anyone can use DTF Printer. Anyone can make transfers on here. You can upload your own designs on here. Anyone can do all of that. It is truly open to all. The thing that is only for Plus would be this process, Illustrate AI and Craft Designer. So when I was showing making my design, that is the thing that is for Plus. Alice says, so when you do DTF, how do you find the temperature in time when you're pressing it? So that is totally dependent on what you're pressing on. And what I always do is I just Google it. So like this is a dangerous game I'm about to play. But if I was to go to Google and I just literally was like heat press settings for DTF cotton tote bag. All right, so for cotton tote bags, you want to press it 320 to 350 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds. So the temperature can vary slightly depending on what you're pressing on. So I always just do a quick Google and I make sure to say it's DTF. Shelly said, this looks so much easier than sublimation. T-shirts suck with sublimation. True. Definitely going to look at it. Yeah, definitely look into it. I think it makes it a lot simpler as well. Yay, everyone's sharing. Okay. Oh, the crafting wheel. Thank you. Yeah, it did end up being kind of a mini class from making designs start to finish. I didn't exactly plan on that, but it's good. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Okay, so giveaway time. Mackenzie, I'm assuming that we're ready because Mackenzie's randomly picking our winner. So how do we want to do this? Comment whether you would pick UV DTF or regular DTF. In the next 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to let those comments roll in. Just literally comment UV DTF or regular DTF, whichever one you would pick if you won. And then at 11:50, 3 minutes from now, Mackenzie's going to randomly select a winner from people who did that. So comment, let us know what you would pick, what you want to try. And as those come in 3 minutes, she'll pick one. I'm excited about this. I'm excited that someone's going to get to try it. It's so fun. I've been loving playing with it. Like I said, I made this a long time ago with a different UV DTF product before Design Bundles had UV DTF. I was also talking to Justy this morning. If you have tried UV DTF before, this is not what you've experienced in the past. Like when I did this one a couple of years ago when UV DTF was like brand new, and it was so hard to use, but Design Bundles UV DTF, it is a game changer. It is so easy to use. It really was like applying a sticker. And then I ran it through the dishwasher and it like nothing even moved. It was amazing. We got 2 minutes left. So keep giving us those comments on which you would pick. And then at 11:50, I'll cut it off and Mackenzie will run all those comments through and pick one at random. I'll show you guys some UV DTF because I see a lot of you picking it and we didn't talk about it very much. So I'll show you guys some of these designs because they turn out so vibrant. And they're great for tumbler wraps, by the way. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. So like this little cowgirl tumbler wrap, look how cute that is. The disco cowboy boots and the little sparkles, like that is going to make such a cute tumbler wrap. This is a tumbler wrap. Another little Western themed tumbler wrap here. Penguin tumbler wrap. And because tumbler wraps are like so thin, you can fit so many on a gang sheet. So they're super cost effective to make. Sharon says, I would pick regular DTF. I would want to make patches. That's a great idea. I know. I think DTF is like the crafting world's best kept secret. So that's why we keep being like, share this live. Like we want to get it out there because it really does save so much time. It saves a bunch of money. And if you're like me and you like making complicated designs, it just makes that so much more possible. Love. I'm looking at the rest of these here to see if there's any others I want to show you. But yeah, this is all UV. So this is your sticker. And also, I was talking with Justy about this the other day. If you want to do a quick check on whether you're looking at UV DTF or regular, the backing sheet, the transfer sheet on UV DTF is clear, totally clear. And you can't, when you feel it, it's like a little bit thicker. UV DTF is raised off the sheet a little bit and the transfer or the carrier sheet is clear. Whereas with regular DTF, it's a little bit like more opaque. It's a little bit of a milkier transfer sheet and it's not raised off the sheet at all. So if you have like a bunch at your house and you're like, wait a minute, which is this? That's how you can tell the difference. Okay, it's 11:50. So we're cutting it off. There's the winner. Mackenzie is on it. So she ran it all the way through. Teresa L. Wilson, you are the winner of a gang sheet. So Mackenzie or Justy, will somebody drop in the chat where she needs to email? Because we're going to need to get some details from you so we can get that sent to you. So I'm going to put it up on the screen. Let's make sure she knows that she won. Teresa L. Wilson, you have won. Dun, dun, dun. And then Mackenzie has put in the chat. Okay, good. You saw that you won. Okay, just making sure she knows. So, Teresa, if you have any questions, let us know. Oh, yay, Teresa, you're about to be a grandma. So exciting. Congratulations. Christina, I think so. I'm glad you found us. Was our Instagram feed not working? Also, Christy, no, you do not have to seal it. UV DTF has a coating on top of it that makes it super permanent. So no, you do not have to seal UV DTF. It's good to go on its own. Yes. So Barbara, you would want to measure the circumference of whatever you're putting it on, and that would then be the width of what you create. And then you would want to know the height. But if I go in here, like, let's do this real quick. I'm going to get rid of all these. So if I wanted to make UV DTF. Dun, dun, dun. So if I go to change the size for my UV DTF, you can see that like there's some for a lot of general tumbler sizes, we have in here put in the size of what that wrap would be. So you could always come here first and you could say, okay, I'm making a skinny tumbler, so I know my design needs to be 8 inches by 9.2. And you could do that like ahead of time. So that is like an option as well. Oh, Christine, I'm so sorry. I think I missed your question. Oh, you were saying you were stranded on Instagram like we weren't seeing your comments. That's so bizarre. Let me scroll up through and see if I missed them. You know what? You're right. Like, I don't see any Instagram comments in the feed. I wonder if they're not coming through. That's why you were saying you were stranded on Instagram. How strange. Okay, we'll definitely look into that. I didn't notice during the like while we were chatting, just because I was just looking at the comments that came in. But you're right. None of the Instagram comments are showing up. So I will look into that for next time and make sure that doesn't happen again. But definitely ask again. So weird. We're so sorry, Christine. I don't know how that happened, honestly. Well, yeah, definitely ask because we're definitely here to answer. If anyone else is watching on Instagram, I don't know why we can't see your comments. So let us know. Hop on over to Facebook if you have a question that we haven't been able to see, or hop on over to YouTube. We are live in those places too. Yes, you're welcome. Yeah, if you want to ask those questions again, we're going to be here for another couple minutes. So I would be happy to answer them. Or Justy or Mackenzie will answer it in the comments there. Just to confirm, though, while we're like hanging out, Teresa, you saw that you're the winner of the giveaway. And I'm making sure that you know to email. Where'd the email? mail@dtfprinter.com and let us know, hi, I'm the winner of the giveaway, and we'll get some information from you so we can get that gang sheet sent out to you. Thank you. Yes, mail@dtfprinter.com. You're so welcome, Barbara. I'm so glad you liked it. Teresa, so weird. Yeah, people are saying they started on Instagram and then popped over because they couldn't see their comments. Weird. I don't know what's going on there. I just checked our settings and it says our Instagram comments should be coming through. So I really don't know why that happened. But, you know, it would be like Instagram to make things difficult. Yes, DTF is so easy to use. I do love using it. Okay, any last questions from anyone before we hop off? This was, I feel like, a really useful live. Cynthia, yes, the price is different if you do a large quantity because it takes up more space on the sheet. So your price is depending on how long the gang sheet ends up being. So if you put all your stuff in there and it's like a little bit expensive, you may just consider taking some away that you don't need because it is totally based off of the length. You're welcome, Teresa. Shirley asked UV DTF, can you put it on a tumbler? You can totally put it on a tumbler. In fact, this is UV DTF on a glass tumbler, and I've also done it on regular tumblers too. So UV DTF is for any hard surface, and it is dishwasher safe. Teresa, that is correct. mail@dtfprinter.com. Rebecca says, I know you can transfer sublimation to DTF. Do you know if you can transfer sublimation to UV DTF? Oh, that's a good question. Like, wait, you can sublimate on DTF? Is that what you're saying? Because this is news to me. I did not know this. It might be a good experiment, though. I don't know whether you can do that, but it sounds like it would be a fun experiment. Wait. Oh, sorry. I thought I missed a question. Quilt Maker, the website is dtfprinter.com. So I'm going to actually put it in the chat again for you. So you can just click the link. Oh, it's already there. Y'all are quicker than me. Mackenzie and Justy are like rapid fire. It's now pinned and it's in the comments. So you can just click it straight from there. Bye, Alice. I'm so glad you were here with us. We may do this again next week. Well, not next week. Just kidding. Next week. So next week we'll be live on Friday again. We may do this again. It seems like there's a lot of good questions about DTF. So go ahead and mark your calendar. Our next live is a week from today at 11 a.m. Central Time. And yeah, we may just do this again if everyone's down for that, or we can play and Procreate again. Yeah, Christine, definitely email. They will respond. Justy, which email should Christine send her questions to? Do you want us to use mail@dtfprinter.com? I feel like that's probably the best place, but I just want to confirm that really quick before we hop off here so that she has somewhere to go. We've also just commented again our Plus membership options. So I'm going to put those up on the screen so that you can see them. And then Christine, I know you still have questions. I want to make sure you get those answered. So definitely just shoot a quick email to mail@dtfprinter.com and we'll make sure to get those answered for you. And if not, we're live here again next week and you can catch us then. Rebecca said, there's a way to print using your sublimation printer and use the DTF film in printer. And then, yeah. Okay, you're talking about like the DTF hack. So yes, you can do that with transfers. I don't believe you can do that with UV because it's a specific process to print it out and have it coated with it's hard to explain, but if you get some UV DTF and you touch it, you'll understand. It has a specific, almost a bubbly feel to it. And that's because it has a protectant over it that keeps it really durable and really vibrant. And that's just not possible to achieve with a home printer. So you could not do that with UV DTF. I have done the at-home DTF thing that you're talking about. We actually have a YouTube video about it. That's like a little hack. And I don't think that is that's definitely not even as durable as a true DTF transfer is as well, because you're not using a true DTF printer. So just know that the durability is going to be a little different on those, but yeah. Oh, Christine, I just saw your comment. Okay, yes, definitely email us and we would love to help you with that. Okay, on that note, everyone, I'm going to hop off, but we will be back here live again next week, 11 a.m. Central Time, same place. Can't wait to hang out with you. We will either continue talking about DTF if we have more questions about that, or we will play with Procreate or maybe play with Craft Designer. If you have suggestions or you have ideas about what you want us to do on our next live, find one of our reels on Instagram or any of our posts on Instagram and just shoot us a comment in that post saying, let's do this on our next live. Give us your ideas. We definitely read them and we will be listening. Yes, Rebecca. As a last thought, yes, exactly that. Okay, friends, I'll see you guys next week. Everybody stay dry this weekend. Maybe enjoy some sunshine. Maybe order some DTF, do some crafting, and we will see you all here back next time.